Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another DVD Blu-ray update. It's been a while. My last video that I did upload was a Vine compilation of my new Vine channel. Now I also got it as an Instagram channel where I mainly upload those videos now, and also put them on Vine, and sometimes I have to edit a bit because on Instagram you can make the videos longer. It's called Misinformed Movieguy. So I put the links for my Twitter, Facebook page, and the Vine and Instagram channel below this video. So if you like those videos, it's about the guy who tells movie news, facts about movies, or reenactments of quotes, and he's wrong all the time. So it's a try out. If you check my page out, if you like it, give the thumbs up and follow me there. I did make a Vine compilation, so you can check out if you like it or not. It's just winging it. It's one DVD Blu-ray I don't have right now. It's the Dexter season 8. I'm just I'm watching that now. It's the final season of Dexter. Waited while getting it for a good price on DVD. I'm now in the first. I saw the first 4 or 5 episodes. I like it, but I think this season, for now, is kind of not the greatest one. But I got the last season of Dexter, saw 4 episodes, but now I think it's a bit sloppy season for what I see now. But I still like it. But I think this is one of the seasons I don't feel like, oh, that's awesome, that's Dexter. And maybe they had to finish after season 6 when I actually want to finish the show, and they gave the series 2 more seasons, and they had talked about the movie back then, but maybe they had to stop after 6 seasons or 7 seasons. But I enjoy it, but it's not a great season so far. The Dutch movie, and it won an Oscar back in 97 or 98, and that's quite that's I think the last time we won an Oscar for a Dutch movie, and it doesn't happen a lot anymore, or not at all. It's Character from Mike van Diem. I heard a lot of good things about this movie. I saw it a month ago, I think, maybe longer, because I'm not quite sure when I made my last video. He also made this year another movie called The Surprise. And it was a very, very cool movie. It didn't feel like a Dutch movie. I'm not saying that Dutch movies are awful, but they're most of the time not very big budget. And this one felt like really a very big Hollywood production. And not that is always a good thing, but it was a very nice story, and I really enjoyed it. But Character he also did, and it's a very, very, very great movie. Great storytelling, great characters. Victor Lowe is, you probably don't know him. We do know him, but he's classic in this movie. This director knows how to shoot, has an eye for good details, and also how the movie is shot is great. If I could recommend a Dutch movie, this one is one of them. Veronica Mars, and they decided to do a movie and try to get the support of the fans via Kickstarter, and I think they reached their goal within a night, I think. I must say, I'm a very big fan of Veronica Mars. I really like the show. I must admit, at the 3rd season, I still need to finish the 3rd season. Kristen Bell was great as Veronica Mars. Really liked her character, and Kristen Bell, I don't think she ever really played a very cool role after this show, but in this she was awesome. Kings of Summer. And I heard very good things about it. Saw it 2 weeks ago, and it's also starring that guy from Parks and Recreation. I'm not quite sure if I know he's in the show, but I didn't. It's also one of those shows I still need to see. But it's a great movie about 3 friends who are one of the lead character who lives with his father, who is kind of a bitter and actually very funny guy, and he wants to build a house in the forest and be there with their friends during the summer, and so I'm not going to say more. Just see it. And the guy, the little guy in this movie, I'm not quite sure what his name is, but he is hilarious. This is a very, very heartwarming, great film. Check it out. And since a few months, it's also kind of a download now because of my computer. I write for a website. It's like an online magazine. I got the chance to do a review for, well, back then I still didn't have a job, so I had some time. I made a review for, I got a press screening at Warner Brothers here in Amsterdam to see the Entourage movie before it came out. And I said, I didn't see Entourage yet. I still I had 2 seasons in my collection, but I never saw it. And it's very bad, yeah, I know. But when I thought to myself, well, maybe it's cool to see if the movie Entourage is also for someone who haven't seen the show yet. So I went there. I really enjoyed the show, and they give an intro to the characters, so you get to know them a bit more from who they are. But still, you miss a lot of inside jokes. But overall, it's very very fun. So after that I started to start watching Entourage, and the first 2 I already had, and then I bought season 3 2 parts. I think it's the only season which came in 2 parts. But I really love Entourage. I think it's great characters. It's not, it's just very fun to watch. They're very, they got good chemistry. It's fun humor. Jeremy Piven is a boss. It's awesome. But for the most people who know the show, they say, duh. The last DVD, and it's a DVD box set of a show which I liked. It came out during the 90s, and it never. It got a DVD release here, only the movie did, and I already have the movie here. And it's the complete box set of Hey Arnold. Imported this via Canada, the Amazon Canada. Paid 32 euros for it, and thought it was a great deal. I loved the show. I thought it was cozy, it was fun. The atmosphere in this movie, in this series, was just very fun to watch. Kind of sure still has the magic if you watch it now. They did release it again here in Holland on TV, but what they do now, and that they didn't do that when I was young, was translate everything in Dutch, and now they do it with everything. And in Dutch, this is just crap. It's some shows work in Dutch, even though, and I don't say it because I didn't see it in English. I did see it in English, but this only works in English for me. It's great. Hey Arnold. Then we go on to the Blu-rays. The first one is a movie that got a very small release here, and it's very strange. And no, it's not very strange. It's The Voices with Ryan Reynolds. This movie, I saw the trailer, and I think a month later it had a very small release here in Holland, and I didn't expect it because if it would have got a release, it would be much later and then bigger. But I thought maybe this is a typical movie that goes straight to DVD Blu-ray here in Holland. Ryan Reynolds is kind of a weirdo. He works in stock. He's I'm not quite sure how how you call what his job is, but he has you see it in him that he's not all right up in there. He comes at home, he hears some voices, and what it turns out to be that is he talks to his cat and dog, and especially his cat, Miss Whiskers, who's trying to convince him that he is a killer. He's a serial killer, and he has a crush on a girl at his job, played by Gemma Arterton, and Anna Kendrick is also in it. And he has a crush on his colleague, and one night he accidentally kills her, and from there it goes all the way and wrong, and he has tried to control himself, and the talking cat doesn't help. But it's a very funny and great film. He also does, Ryan Reynolds also does the voices of the cat and dog, and yeah, it's a great film. I really recommend this one. Can't wait for Deadpool though. Season 1 of Fargo. Haven't seen it yet, bought it a few days ago because I had a great deal of first seasons of shows, and paid 15 euros for it. I love the movie Fargo. It's based on it, and I heard Bruce Campbell is going to be in season 2, so that will be awesome. Next one is a movie with Zac Efron, Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen. You probably guess it. It's Neighbors. As strange it calls Bad Neighbors here. I think I think the normal title is Neighbors in America and also here in Holland. At least I think so. And I got it from England and it's called Bad Neighbors. I think a lot of people bashed on this movie, what I see on the comments on IMDb in America, but I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a hilarious, fun movie, and they're going to make a second one. I'm curious how they're going to do that. But yeah, I did like this movie. Cheap Thrills with David Koechner, Sarah Paxton, Pat Healy and Ethan Embry. I think they dare each other to do things for money, and it's going to extreme to extreme to extreme what I understand. But it looks like a very fun movie, and yeah, still, if you have seen it, what do you think about it? Put a comment below. The next movie is also kind of a blind buy. It's Spike Island, starring Emily Clark and some other dudes, about a group of friends who want to get to a gig to another side of the country and travel in 72 hours to that gig of the Stone Roses. So it looks like a fun film. But what I said, it's a blind buy. Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Yeah, well, I did like the film, but yeah, it's like they wanted to do with all this film a two-parter to stretch out and get more money of it. But I liked it. It's a build-up, and probably the second part is a payoff. I hope the second one is going to be great. Captain America, The Winter Soldier. I thought it was a great film. I did like the first one, and I think this one is even better. It's not really superhero, it's really a political thriller in a superhero coat. Fun word. But I really like it. The next one is probably one of the coolest surprises of last year from the Marvel universe, and it's Guardians of the Galaxy by James Gunn. This movie is so great. I really like it, and I must admit, even though I know this was quite a big gamble of the studio to make this movie, because it was not a very known comic, and I personally didn't know nothing about the comic or the story or whatever. But this movie is so great. It got an awesome soundtrack, and can't wait for the second one. It's The Babadook, and it's I think an Australian horror film, and yeah, I'm very going to see it as soon as possible, but because I really heard some great things about it. Next one I bought as an extra rental is Predestination with Ethan Hawke. I don't know if I saw the trailer, but what I thought then was like, it's a bit like Looper. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I heard very good things, and I'm also going to see it soon. So, called Homies, about 4 friends, and the lead character is Robert Hoog. Well, I'm not quite sure say his name correctly. Robert Hoog. This guy here, he just broke up. His girlfriend just broke up with him, and she already has a new boyfriend. His work is just in a slop. I'm not quite sure if it's correct what I just said, but he's standing still, and he wants to make progress to prove to his ex that he's becoming a man. He's going to be a grown up. But then one of his friends made a bad deal with a Russian mob and has to sell 20 kilos of coke. And it's a fun comedy. Not say that I recommend watching it, but if you come across and you want to see a Dutch comedy, this one's fun. It's The Wolf of Wall Street by Martin Scorsese with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's 3 hours of fun. Next one is a film with Colin Firth, Samuel Jackson, Michael Caine, and the lead actor. I'm not quite familiar with his name. I don't think he did much yet. But it's The Kingsman, and this movie is freaking awesome. Matthew Vaughn is a great film actor, is a great director. This movie is an homage to the spy genre and most to the old Bond films, and this is this is just a great film. And I heard they're going to make the second one, but that Matthew Vaughn is not directing it, and someone I don't know who is going to direct it. But seeing what happened to Kick-Ass 2, then I would say I'm worried, because the first Kick-Ass film is awesome. The second one is just random. It's still fun to watch, but it's so, compared to the first one, it's really bad. But okay, but this one is awesome. And the last one is a Flemish horror film, and I'm not quite familiar with Belgium movies. I know here in Holland, and I'm not quite sure how it's in Belgium. There are not a lot of horror movies here, but this movie is called Whelp, and I think the English title is Cub. It's a story about some Boy Scouts who are going to camp in a certain part of the woods, and they get a warning that they shouldn't go there because there's something happened there a long time ago, and people disappear in it, and they just go along there. And one of the boys, who's the lead character, who is a bit of an outsider, who he claims to have seen a boy with a certain mask, and he wants to warn them about it, but nobody believes him. And the boy with the mask helps a guy who hunts on people who set deadly traps in the forest. So it's how those Boy Scouts and their guiding counselors or something like that are going to survive there with all those deadly traps. Don't say more about it, but this is a great film. I really recommend it if you like a horror film. So I thought it was great. So those were my last DVD and Blu-rays for this video. Please check out my Vine channel or my Instagram channel, like it, go to the Facebook page, like that, so you can stay updated on those videos. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. This was Lang Bestendo, and out.